Hello everyone, this is Jeffrey, back with episode 8 of Morrowind, and I gotta say, okay, oh, that's what that sound was like. I hear this like weird buzzing sound. I gotta say, I am really enjoying the process that I've got going on here in Morrowind. Like, the game, obviously, just looking at it, is very dated. The game and the mechanics are very dated. However, I really don't feel like that's hindering my play at all. But what I'm really enjoying that this game itself is bringing to me is the necessity to take notes and even rewatch my previous videos just to make sure that I'm getting things down, writing things down that I need to write down. I'm really enjoying the lack of quest markers. It's an experience that I am currently really enjoying, and I'm excited to continue to play this game. But we are here in episode 8. Last episode, we received a quest from Hasfat to come into Arkanthend, where we are now to recover a Dwemer puzzle box so that he might give us information about some Morrowind lore, specifically the Sixth House cult and the Nerevarine prophecy, or I think there was another cult as well. I don't quite remember right off the top of my head, but we got that quest from him. We battled a battle mage for a bridge and died a few times, but we did overcome. And we eventually got in here and started to explore Arkanthend. Now, I don't know how much more we have left of this dungeon. It feels very big. So I feel like we still have a ton of stuff we haven't looked at yet. So okay, it looks like we had a door that goes outside up there. But I am excited to get into it regardless. We are down in our magicka currently, so what I'm going to do for the spells is I'm going to equip my rings spell. Though it only restores 1 to 5 points of health on self, so that's not, okay, so it could be restoring up to an 8. That's not great. And how many times do we have? We have 20 casts of that. But we've been looting quite a bit. We are getting rather heavy, so I'm being a little choosier about what I loot. We did finally get ourselves a Cuirass last episode as well, which was great. So we're starting to get equipped with some gear. But let's go straight in and start exploring Arkanthend. I think so. We killed this guy here. I think we came through that door. I think all of these doors lead back to the same spot. Okay. Also, I discovered trapped doors last episode, so that was fun. Nearly killed me there. So I'm still curious about the whole trapped door situation. Because on one door I saw that it said trapped, so I'm wondering if when they're trapped, if all of them will say that, and I just missed the first one, which is possible. Or does it have to do with certain skill attributes? Wait a second. Hold on. We've been here. This is the beginning room. We're back to the start. Okay. So this is where my athletics skill increased to 13. That's wonderful. Also, let's look at this. Are we getting close to leveling up? Okay, so we're at 7 out of 10 in skill increases. So awesome. We just need 3 more, I think, of just our major skills. Again, I don't know if minor skills count toward it or not, but not really leveling those up at all. I should get a blunt weapon to see if that affects it. So I'm gonna head up here, because I actually haven't been here yet. Dwemer corn, leaving the cog, because that cog weighs 50. Nothing on the paper. There's a door over here that we have not yet gone through. Cells of hollow. Oh, no, very loud. This guy looks like he has an iron. Ooh, he knocked me down.
Now, and I might let you live.
Ooh, that guy hit me hard. Okay. Potions. Because the ring appears to not really be cutting it. so that's why I was knocking people down. You have a chance to loot because you have a chance to knock people down.
This is
Power
pointless.
strikes. Right,
Give
who's
in.
dead? Okay, what do we got? Nets leather boots, common pants. How much are these worth? 10? Not much. I can take this iron cuirass. Ooh, though it weighs 30 pounds. Scroll of Undusi's unhinging. 40 to 60. Okay, so these lockpicking scrolls, I'll take. Take your gold. Looks like this guy was doing the exact same thing I was, just grabbing a bunch of stuff to sell. I'm at what put me over? Does this have weight to it? Oh, this does have weight. What else has weight that I grabbed from him? It's probably time to get rid of some of this stuff. Let's get rid of bowls. Still overweight. Maybe get rid of the scrap metal. Those are 10 pounds each. What did I pick up from him that was so heavy? Probably his axe. Oh geez, the axes weigh 24 pounds? Yeah, again, the Elder Scrolls games, they put way too much weight on their weapons. Like, things like that. Hey! Are you serious? Are you serious right now? I could have just come into the entrance and turned a corner and just grabbed that and just been done. So I don't know if I would have wanted to do that. It's nice that we actually got to go through. I don't know if we went through the whole thing, the whole dungeon or not. Item does not have any charge left. That's yeah. Yeah, let's grab the coins. Pull the weapon back. Thank you. All right. No, oh, I keep thinking R is going to sheathe my weapon for some reason. I keep hitting R and it's switching back to my spells. Actually, let's see. Are these Nordic boots worth less or? Okay, they're worth the same. I could grab these boots and stuff. That's how it's with me. Dispel. Disease. Take those. You know, I need to check the sound again. This feels loud again. Why, I don't understand why this keeps happening. Why it resets it at the beginning of every save. Reload, rather. Okay. So all I had to do was come down there from the beginning and just come straight up here. I could have finished this quest, but there are places in this dungeon, like that one broken bridge, that I don't think I can cross yet, not until I get some sort of levitation spell. So we might be coming back into weird. We might be coming back into come on. I keep getting stuck on this wall. We might be coming back to Arkanthan at some point. Just so we can cross that bridge, perhaps. For now, we're gonna head back to Balmora. We're gonna sell this stuff off. Regain kind of our hit points and everything. We're a little spent right now. All of our magic is gone. Oh, we have some torches. That's nice. I don't need them. Okay, I'm gonna save here just because I don't know what this swinging door out here is gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna be stuck and I'm gonna have to find another way out, but we're gonna save so I don't just walk out here and get stuck. No, okay, we're good. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Alright, so we are on our way back to Balmora. Did the render change as well? No, it didn't. Okay, it just felt shorter. Did I check this? I did not. There's a diamond in here. I don't think I checked any of this stuff. Okay, we're getting more money. No. Yeah, come on. Give me all of it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright. We're on our way back to Balmora. It's going to be a little longer walk than it was on the way from Shulkegg back to Balmora, but that's okay. And the path should be cleared for us, so we shouldn't have to worry about any baddies jumping out at us. I honestly thought we were going to be in Arcanthan probably the majority of this episode, but it really didn't take very long at all for us to get through that. I thought we had so much more of that dungeon. But that's okay. That just means that we can actually start getting some more information on this whole Nerevar situation and the 6th house from Asfat. Oh, okay. I was looking down at my notes, not looking up at the screen, so I just ran straight into that fence. Right. Nighttime. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I just meant to hit tab. I see the Silt Strider. You know, I've still not taken those yet, like to go anywhere. Though I haven't needed to, really. I guess I could have taken one from Seydanim here, if I recall. Actually, I need to write down if I haven't yet, I need to actually go up there and talk to the Silt Strider driver or whatever he's called, and actually find out where all the Silt Strider spots are, so I need to make a note of that so I can that way I don't have to guess if I need to take a Silt Strider or not. Alright, so we're gonna go into the Fighters Guild, turn this in. And then we'll talk to him a little bit, go to sleep, and then hopefully get up and be able to sell some stuff. So I am very heavy right now. Too bad. It's really too bad we locked ourselves out of the pawn shop, at least for now. Maybe if I find some kind of...
Say something or move on.
Wow. Maybe if I find some kind of illusion spell or something, I can bring her disposition back up with that. I'm not sure. At this point, I'm willing to try just about anything.
May I help you?
I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen now is she's just going to continue to not sell me things. It is what it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright.
What was
Hello.
I'm
Pasfat, not Asfat. Pasfat. Pasfat. So have you done the little favor? I asked. Favor, I did. Perfect. Just what I was looking for. Let me take this Dwemer puzzle box, and then I'll tell you what Caius will want to know about the 6th house and about the Nerevarine. By the way, the inscription on the box seems to be the directions for setting a Dwemer key to open a specific lock if you're interested. After you've delivered your report to Caius, come back and maybe I'll have a key you can take to Arcanthan. Interesting. So I can go back into Arcanthan. Okay, let's start asking him about this stuff. House Dagoth is the 6th house. Okay. The Lost House. In the First Age, House Dagoth betrayed the other great houses during the War of the First Council and was destroyed for their treason. I can answer any questions you have, but I'll also give you some notes to give to Caius and recommend some 6th house references. So the 6th house is the Lost House. Does that mean they don't exist anymore? I know they betrayed the other houses. Were they completely destroyed, or are there remnants of them left? Oh, okay. I guess if I would have continued to read, was destroyed for their treason. So why are they coming back up then? If they were gone, I'm sure they're not completely gone. I bet we're going to see them at some point. Recommend some 6th house references. Okay. Oh, he's giving us a list of... Interesting. He's giving a list of book references. That's cool. Destroyed. For treason. And I'm going to put a little asterisk here on my notes. Do they still exist? Are they still around? Are there any remnants of them that got missed? Okay, so this is interesting. 6th house reference books. So, tell you something about 6th house. So if we want to learn more, War of the First Council, we've already read that. You just make a note of these books. You don't need to do the War of the First Council. We've already read that one. So we need to look out for Saint Nerevar. This is really cool. I've not actually seen a game, especially not an Elder Scrolls game, make book references like this. Nerevar. And I could just be missing it. But this is cool. I like this. Moon and Star. Okay. And the real Nerevar. Try the bookseller Doris Darvel over in the commercial district. She'll have at least some of these titles. So okay, so we can go buy some books. And the real Nerevar. Getting to the bottom of this page. Running out of room. So Saint Nerevar, Nerevar Moonstar, and then we also the first War of the First Council. Okay, so we've asked about 6th house. Now we need to ask about the Nerevarine. The Ashlanders believe a reborn Nerevar will unite the Dwemer against the Outlander invaders and restore the ancient Dark Elven nation. Nerevar is the legendary hero and saint of the temple, but the temple denies the prophecy and persecutes heretics who believe in the Nerevarine. Okay, tell Caius that Sharn Gra Musgab would be a better person to ask about the native faiths and superstitions. So Sharn Gra Musgab, that sounds like an orc. But, so Nerevar is, Nerevar is a saint of the Tribunal Temple. But the Tribunal Temple denies the prophecy. That's interesting. Are they threatened by it, maybe? Because they were all council members together. I know that from our previous book. They were associates of the original Nerevar. And the Outlander invaders, I'm curious, who are the Outlander invaders? Is that referring to the Empire? Like, is Nerevar supposed to force the Empire out? I don't know. Temple denies the prophecy, and they persecute. That's interesting. They persecute. Temple denies prophecy. Denies the prophecy and persecutes believers. Okay. Tell Caius that Sharn Gra Musgab be a better place to talk about native faiths and superstitions. All right. Have I asked specifically about House Dagoth? House Dagoth was the 6th of the 7 Dwemer houses. Nothing remains of the 6th house. Its members were slain or adopted into other great houses. Following their treason in the War of the First Council, their clan's dead was called Kogorun. So House Dagoth's seat was Kogorun. I bet at some point we're gonna have to go to like the ruins of Kogurun or something. Kogurun. That also sounds very orc too, but I can't remember. It might have been the side of the 6th house that employed the Nords and the orcs, if I remember from our book. I can look here in just a second. Okay, so we've learned about that. Let's talk about your puzzle box. Yes, the inscriptions on the box seem to be the directions for setting a Dwemer key. Okay, we've already done that. You've already told us that. Morrowind history. I won't bore you with blathering about history. That's what Caius is for. But if you're really interested, try On Morrowind. More book recommendations. Interesting. Morrowind history books. Okay. On Morrowind. On Morrowind, the Imperial province. That sounds very Atlas-y. By Eramenwe of Sunhold. I have an extra copy you can have. What an adventure really needs is a sense of current events. Who hates who? Where's trouble brewing? That's where opportunity lies for an outlander like you. Oh, hey, he actually gave us the book. Okay, cool. Current events. The great houses hate each other. Theft, murder, assassinations, secret raids, standard stuff. The temple is trying to kill off a rebellious faction called the Dissident Priests. Ashlander nomads raid each other, attack traders and pilgrims. A secret cult is killing off Imperial citizens. All bad enough. The real problem, though, is the blight. Monsters and diseases. The natives say it comes from Red Mountain. It's been a local problem for years, but it's gotten badly out of control. So there's a disease going around called the blight. Everyone's killing each other. And a secret cult is killing off Imperial citizens. So I'm wondering, because we have a Fighters Guild quest to go to Caldera, which is an Imperial chartered mine and nation. They said it was Telvanni agents, that the Telvanni agents were also working for the Thieves Guild. I'm wondering if these Telvanni agents are acting purely on House Telvanni, or maybe are they part of the secret cult that's killing off that's doing this stuff to the Imperial citizens. A lot of layers here, I think. So disease, and I think at one point we actually saw a cure blight potion or something. Disease called blight is out of control. Okay, the great houses. The great houses are at odds. They're at odds, and what else? Imperial citizens are getting killed by a cult, is it? Yeah, a cult. This is very interesting. By a cult, and the Ashlanders raid each other. Ashlanders are basically attacking everyone. So what I'm hearing is it sounds like this is the perfect moment for a certain someone to take up the mantle of Nerevar and unite everything. Monsters and diseases, okay. Alright. So he just gave us a book. Let's read this book. On Morrowind. Oh, no. How do I read it? Okay, alright. After the conquest of Hammerfell, Imperial legions massed along the northeastern borders of Cyrodiil, and invasion fleets prepared in Skyrim. Initially, though, the Imperial legions and navy were widely considered undefeatable. House Indoril and the Temple hierarchy proposed to resist to the death. Redoran and Dres stood by Indoril, with Telvanni remaining neutral. Lalu proposed accommodation. Contrived border incidents in Black Marsh ended inconclusively, but the swampy terrain did not favor a legion and navy coordination. But I mean, that makes sense. Against the legions massed west in Silgrad Tower and Kraganmore, in the legions west of Blacklight and Cormaris View, Morrowind had pitifully small militias stiffened by small companies of Redoran mercenaries and elite units of House Nobles and Temple Ordinators and Armigers. Further complicating matters was the refusal of Indoril, Dres, Lalu, and Telvanni. Oh, I didn't actually click it. What the heck? I didn't actually click it. I just rested this on top. Okay. Was the refusal of Indoril, Dres, Lalu, and Telvanni to... Okay, hold on. Let me start the sentence. Further complicating matters was the refusal of Indoril, Dres, Lalu, and Telvanni to garrison the western borders. Interesting. Why wouldn't they do that? If they're trying to defend themselves, that makes no sense. Indoril and Dres proposed, rather than defend the western border, instead to withdraw to the interior and fight a guerrilla war, with Lalu advocating accommodation and Telvanni remaining neutral. Redoran therefore faced the prospect of standing alone against the Empire. The situation changed radically when Vivek appeared in person in Vivek City to announce his negotiation of a treaty with Emperor Tiber Septim, reorganizing Morrowind as a province of the Empire, but guaranteeing all rights of faith and self-government. A shocked temple hierarchy, which apparently had not been consulted, greeted the announcement with awkward silence. Indoril swore they would resist to the death with the loyal support of Dres, while Redoran, grateful for a graceful excuse to avoid facing the legions, unsupported, joined with Lalu in welcoming the agreement. Telvanni, seeing which way the wind blew, joined with Lalu and Redoran in supporting the treaty. Nothing is known of the circumstances of the personal meeting between Septim and Vivek, or where it took place, or the preliminaries which must have preceded the treaty. The public reason was to protect the identities of the agents involved in the West. Speculation has centered around the role of Zuren Arctus in brokering the agreement in the East. Rumors suggest that Vivek offered Numidium to aid in the conquest of Altmer and Somerset Isle in return for significant concessions to preserve self-rule, house traditions, and religious practices. Conquest, Altmer, blah blah blah. Religious practices in Morrowind. The Lord High Counselor of the Grand Council and Indoril refused to accept the treaty and refused to step down. He was assassinated and replaced by House Lalu. House Lalu took the opportunity to settle some old sources with House Indoril. Scores with House Indoril, and a number of local councils changed hands in bloody coups. More blood was shed in these inter-house struggles than against the Imperial legions during Morrowind's transition from an independent nation to a province of the Empire. The generals of the legions had dreaded an invasion of Morrowind. The Dwemer were widely regarded as the most dreadful and fanatic foes, further inspired by their temple and clan traditions. The generals had not grasped the political weakness of Morrowind, which Emperor Tiber Septim recognized and exploited. At the same time, given the tragic depopulation and destruction experienced by the other provinces conquered by Septim, and the swift and efficient assimilation of Morrowind into the Imperial legal system and economy, with relatively small impact on lower or upper classes of Morrowind citizens, the Tribunal also deserves some credit for recognizing the hopelessness of Morrowind's defenses, and the chance of gaining important concession at the treaty table by being the first to offer peace. By contrast, many Indoril nobles chose to commit suicide rather than submit to the Empire, with the result that the house was significantly weakened during the period of transaction, guaranteeing that they would lose much of their influence and power to House Lalu, whose influence and power was waxing with its enthusiastic accommodation with the Empire. The temple hierarchy more skillfully managed their loss of face, remaining aloof from political struggles and earning the goodwill of the people by concentrating on their economic, educational, and spiritual welfare. Okay. So they had some disagreements with the treaty with the Empire, trying to stave off invasion.
Speak freely.
Invasion, protecting their citizens. But there was not agreement in that. It wasn't until Vivek, who I'm guessing is, it sounds like is kind of the leader, brokered the treaty with Tiber Septim. So is Vivek, I'm guessing, is one of the tribunal. Maybe kind of the patron tribunal individual, like kind of the one who makes the decisions. So he stepped in, even though he stepped in, some of the houses were against it. What did it say? What was it? Drez was against it? Oh, no, that's the wrong button. Drez. Vivek. Yeah, so Drez, Indoril, Indoril and Drez said they would. Okay. Lalu, where the house whose territory we are currently in, was all for it, and they seem to have been prospering because of that, and they were the house that fully embraced the empire and the imperial economy. Okay, so we're gonna sleep. Yeah, we're gonna sleep. Sleep for 11 hours. You had a disturbing dream. You only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led you among the dead, as through a wedding celebration. You heard many voices, but no lips moved. You strained to breathe, but your chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed among them, laughing and joking, as if they were alive, but they made no reply. You tried to cry out, but without breath, your tongue fluttered in vain. It's made an interesting dream. Wait a second. Did this recharge? Does this recharge during a rest? Also, oh, I only slept 1 hour. I only slept 1 hour. Okay. So I had an interesting dream. You were awakened by a loud noise. Just let me sleep. Let me sleep. What's happening? Let me sleep. A loud noise. You guys, please keep it down in here. I'm trying to sleep. Thank you. Shut the door. I hear walking. What is happening? I see. I see. We're doing this again. Go down, Dark Brotherhood. I'm stronger. Well, not really. I just have better equipment. You haven't hit me once. Your little... Oh, there it goes. Your little dagger does nothing to me. Dead. Your journal... Oh, your journal has been updated. So the Dark Brotherhood thing wasn't a... Silver blade. We'll take that. How much is this stuff? Okay, this stuff is worth quite a bit. So this wasn't just a random event. This seemed to be scripted. It updated my journal. Let's see. Let's get rid of some stuff. We need to get rid of 15 pounds worth of things. Let's just get rid of the goblets. Alright. Now let me sleep. Let's read the journal real quick. An attempt was made on my life as I tried to rest. I do not know who wishes me dead, but the attack should probably be reported to a guard. Okay, yeah, we'll report to the guard in the morning. Now let me sleep. Let me sleep. Alright, we're good. Woo, okay. So, we've got a couple things. Ooh, okay, close. Interesting. Interesting. If I'm standing here, the door... I can actually keep the door from closing. It doesn't just phase through you. Okay. So, also, very bold of you to come attack in the middle of a fighter's guild. Very bold. So, we've got a couple things we need to do. We need to sell a bunch of this stuff off, and we need to contact a guard and go to Caius. So, our next episode is going to be full of all kinds of tasks. I thought Arkanthan was going to take up the majority of this episode, but it didn't, and that's all right. We got some answers. I guess we're going to continue to get some more. But until then, I will see you guys again in episode 8. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and comment. As long as your comments aren't spoiling anything for me, they're welcome. But I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.